Herbs for nosebleed of children. A nosebleed is bleeding from tissues inside the nose, nasal mucous membranes, caused by a broken blood vessel. The medical word for nosebleed is epistaxis. Most nosebleeds in children occur in the front part of the nose close to the nostrils. This part of the nose has many tiny blood vessels. These can be damaged easily. A nosebleed can look scary, but is usually not a serious problem. Nosebleeds are common in children. They happen more often in dry climates. They also happen more during the winter. That's when dry heat in homes and buildings can cause drying, cracking, and crusting inside the nose. Many children outgrow nosebleeds during their teen years. Nosebleeds can be caused by many things. Some common causes include dry air, picking the nose, blowing the nose too hard, injury to the nose, colds and allergies, object in the nose. In many cases, no specific cause for a nosebleed is found. A child may be more at risk for nosebleed if he or she lives in a dry climate, picks his or her nose, has allergies, has a cold. The main symptom of a nosebleed is blood dripping or running from the nose. Bleeding from the mucous membranes in the front of the nose comes from only one nostril. Bleeding higher up in the nasal cavity may come from both nostrils. It may be painless. Or your child may have pain caused by an injury or an area of sore tissue inside the nose. The symptoms of a nosebleed can be like other health conditions. Make sure your child sees his or her healthcare provider for a diagnosis. Herbs for nosebleed of children. Nettle. Botanical name, Urtica dioica, Urtica urens. Infamous for its stinging leaves, nettle is a fine example of a weed that has great value as food and medicine. Rich in iron, calcium, and silica, nettle leaf makes a useful tonic food, as tea or soup, in anemia and rheumatic problems. Nettle leaf also has marked anti-allergenic activity. Found in temperate regions worldwide, nettle has been used medicinally for centuries. The aerial parts are picked in summer, while the shoots are picked in spring and eaten as a tonic food and vegetable. Parts used: aerial parts, root. Actions: anti-allergenic, anti-inflammatory, antispasmodic, root. Blood cleanser, diuretic. Tonic, leaf. Best taken as leaf, infusion, soup, tincture. Root, tincture, tablet. Nettle's primary use is for stiff and inflamed joints, with conditions such as gout benefiting especially. Taken long-term for arthritic and rheumatic symptoms, nettle leaf can relieve pain and inflammation and support tissue repair. A safe remedy, nettle leaf tea or soup can be taken in relatively large amounts to maximize its anti-inflammatory activity. In a German clinical trial, patients with osteoarthritis were able to significantly reduce their intake of aspirin-type anti-inflammatories on taking nettle leaf. High levels of histamine and serotonin in the stinging hairs are thought to be responsible for the herb's sting, and may explain the ancient practice of flaying an arthritic joint with nettle leaves, Urtica urens, in order to treat pain and stiffness. This traditional use of nettle received unexpected confirmation in a recent double-blind clinical trial. A good detox remedy, nettle leaf combines well with other herbs such as calendula, Calendula officinalis, and yellow dock, Rumex crispus, to treat all manner of chronic skin problems such as eczema, psoriasis, and urticaria. Apply nettle infusion as a lotion to relieve inflamed and weakened skin, as well as on varicose veins. Following several clinical studies, nettle root is now commonly used as first-line treatment in Europe to treat symptoms of enlarged prostate such as poor urine flow, pain or difficulty in passing urine, and urinary frequency. Nettle root can be taken on its own as a tincture, or combined with saw palmetto, Serenoa repens. Taken internally, nettle helps to prevent or stop bleeding from wounds and nosebleeds. It is a valuable remedy for heavy menstrual bleeding, reducing blood loss and given its appreciable iron content, helping to prevent anemia. Nettle leaf has anti-allergenic activity and is a useful addition to formulations for hay fever and asthma. Nettle leaf infusion makes an effective hair rinse. In spring or early summer, put on a pair of gloves and collect fresh young nettles, shoots, stems, and leaves, from unpolluted, unsprayed areas. Remove thick or old stems. Wash thoroughly, place in a non-aluminium saucepan, cover, and simmer for 5 minutes. No added water is needed. Add butter or margarine and salt and pepper as required. Serve warm, pureed in a blender if required. Alternatively, use as a base for nettle soup. Dosage for adult, leaf and root, 5 to 15 grams a day, or 100 grams per week. Dosage for children. From 6 months to 1 year, give 1/10 th the minimum adult dose. From 1 to 6 years, give 1/3 rod the minimum adult dose. From 7 to 11 years, give half the minimum adult dose. From 12 to 16 years, give the low adult dose. Cautions: fresh plant will sting. Rarely, can cause allergic skin reactions. Avoid root in pregnancy.